Welcome to the Build Your Life Coaching Biz podcast, where you get to learn how to become a professional life coach and start an online coaching business from scratch. I'm your host, Krista Kathleen, a professional certified coach and business mentor. In 2016, I got divorced and left my full-time job as a registered nurse and decided to bravely answer my calling of becoming a life coach so I could help to change lives as I traveled around the world. And now I want to help you discover your purpose too. Having the freedom and flexibility to be your own boss and make as much money as you want right from your laptop will be one of the best gifts you ever give to yourself, your family, and the world. In these episodes, I'll give you real coaching combined with proven strategies and spiritual practices in order to help you build your dream coaching business that feels perfect for you. So we are talking about the secret to not giving up on your coaching business when you don't hit any of your goals or some of your goals. And, this time of the year, people can kind of be in a funky type of energy and mood because they might be reflecting and looking back at the past year. Like I know that I've been doing this lately with my bookkeeper, and she is reviewing like some of my financial stuff, and that can bring up a lot of different emotions and feelings for people. I know sometimes it does for me, and especially if you're like really far off from hitting your financial goals. It can really like create these negative stories in your head and send you down a spiral, and then you might be telling yourself things that aren't true, like, well, maybe I'm just not meant to be a coach, or I think, this feels hard. It needs to feel easy. I must be doing something wrong, or maybe people don't like my coaching, or I'm doing my marketing all wrong. Or like I said, we can create all this kind of crazy negative self-talk and these stories that can really hold us back and affect our confidence. And we don't want that to happen to you. So I'm going to go through a really powerful exercise with you all today. I found it on the International Coaching Federation blog. And there is, I think there's 9 different questions we're going to go through. And it's really going to help you to pause and stop for a moment and just reflect and see all the ways that you were successful this year, everything you did accomplish, because I promise you, you have probably accomplished so much more than what you realize. A lot of times our ego looks at the things like money or subscribers or clients, and hitting those goals are awesome, but there's also a lot of like deeper learning and growth that happens when we're running our businesses, and kind of like smaller internal shifts with new ways of being and new ways of showing up. So I promise after you do this exercise with me today, you're going to feel really, really good. I did it earlier on myself, and I was like so proud of myself, and I was like tearing up because of just everything I had accomplished and achieved that I didn't even realize. So just remember, life coaches are really good at creating and setting goals because that's what we do. We're professional goal setters, but it's also important to take the time to review and reflect on the things we've accomplished as well. And that's a lot harder to remember. So that's why I'm holding you accountable to doing this today. So I want you to kind of set up your space around you. I want it to feel like good and aesthetic for you. So maybe you light a candle, or you turn on your salt lamp rock, which I have here right now, or maybe you clean up your desk a little bit or your area. I just want you to like feel good and cozy in your environment. If you want to go quickly, like make a cup of tea, you can do that, or pull out your favorite pen and journal. So this is a practice that I do anyways every day before I start working in my space. I'm like, how can I make this space more sacred and magical to bring in this good energy when I'm working on my business? So I want you to practice doing that now. All right. I'm just looking at my notes here. So give me just a moment, everyone. And this will give you some time to cozy up your space. Okay, so I'm going to start asking you these questions, and you want to remember to like really tap into the heart space today. So answer from the heart, not from the head. We spend way too much time in our heads anyway. And remember, this isn't about what looks good on paper, but this is more about like what you are really proud of. It doesn't matter what anybody else would think, or your parents or your friends or other coaches. This is really like tapping into your heart and what you're proud of accomplishing. So, and you can either write this out on your paper, or you can write the answers out in the comment section. I would love to hear your answers, and we can make this more of a discussion today. The first question I'm going to ask you is to list out your top 3 achievements this year. So list your top 3 achievements this year. And while you're thinking about those, I'm just going to go ahead and share my answers, because so that way there's not just too much silence or space. I would do that in a coaching call, but sometimes it's a little weird on a training. So my top 3 achievements this year were starting my first life coach training program in October. This is something that I've wanted for 5 years, and it finally happened this year, so it was a big deal. I was able to successfully hit my financial goal of making $70,000 US this year. Even though not all the money will come in before 2022, I was able to make that, and it's just coming in through payment plans through some of my students. But so that makes me really happy, because that's basically like a $20,000 increase from last year. And then the other thing that I'm really proud of is that I've been consistently going to my CrossFit classes 3 times a week. And I'm someone, once I pay for a membership, I fully use it. I don't like to waste money. And so even with taking care of my baby at home and running my business, I was still able to prioritize at least 3 times a week working out, which is very important to me. So now I'd love to hear from you. What are your top 3 achievements this year? I see Valeries, so I'm going to go ahead and read those off, is manifesting the scholarship. Yeah, that was a huge deal. Manifesting 20 people for my workshop, and being paid in US money for the first time ever. That's amazing, Valerie. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Krista's on. Hello, hello. I'm so glad you're here. We're doing a little, some journaling, Krista, and you're going to feel really good after doing this exercise. Okay, so the first one we just did is list your top 3 achievements this year. The next question is name 3 challenges you overcame this year. And you can write them out on your paper. You can put them in the comments section. Okay, so I will say what 3 challenges that I did that I overcame this year was working from home and taking care of my baby. That got to be really, really hard and challenging. And for the first 9 months of this year, I did that. And then he started daycare in the fall, and it was like the most amazing blessing ever. I still watch him 2 days a week while I'm working, and those days are a little bit of like a shit show, but yeah. So I'm so happy to have overcome that challenge. I'm also I haven't totally overcome this thing yet, but I'm proud of myself of beginning to work through it. And I've been diving deeper into my relationship wounds with therapy. And it's really bringing up a lot of stuff from my past relationships, and of course stuff with my parents. So I'm proud of myself for like letting myself go to that place, those deep, dark, crunchy parts that I know that will only benefit me moving forward. But right now it's really hard. It's really challenging in my current relationship. And it's just, I just want to be done. I want to be through it and have all the answers, and I'm not there yet, but I'm hoping that this therapy process will help me to get there. And then the last challenge is finding a better relationship with my mom. I did some therapy around that at the beginning of the year, and working through the mother wound. If you haven't read that book by Bethany Webster, it's excellent, Healing the Mother Wound. And I had to basically like step away from the relationship from my mom for a while, and give us some space so I could work through some things. And now we're in a much better place. So that makes me really happy, because mom stuff just it's not fun to deal with. Okay, Krista said, joined your ICF training. Yes, you did. We're so happy you're in there, Krista. Sold masterclass and group program, and developed super strong boundaries. I love that. Those are amazing answers. Valerie said, I invested in your program and didn't make any money during that time. And I had challenge with money throughout the year. Okay. Okay, I was just looking. So the question is, how did you overcome those challenges? So Valerie, I'd love to know a little bit deeper of how you overcame those challenges, but that's good that you identified them. Maybe that's what you're still working on. Okay, the next question is, what did you learn about running a coaching business this year? Let me know in the comments what you learned about running a coaching business this year. So what I learned from running a coaching business this year is that I still feel 100% called to do this work. This still feels like this is my big life purpose, which is amazing because I was always that person growing up I was the Renaissance type woman I would do everything and I wouldn't commit to anything because I got so bored so easily with things. Like I literally did like 10 sports in high school. Which is awesome because like I'm really well-rounded, but then I never felt like an expert at anything. And life coaching is like the first thing that I've actually stuck with in my life. And now I finally feel like an expert the first time in my life. And it's amazing. So I'm really happy that I still feel called to do this work. And that I've learned that there's just so much freedom and flexibility that you can create with your own business or your own coaching business more specifically. Like there was so many days where my son would have to go to doctor's appointments. So I could just like block out my calendar for a couple hours and take him to doctor appointments, So I loved doing that. I loved being able to take care of him and still take care of my clients and my business. And I love that there were so many times I traveled this year and I ran my coach training sessions like in California and in Tennessee. No, I wasn't doing it yet then, but in California a couple times. And I love that. So that's like on my tagline is I love to help coaches create coaching business full of freedom and flexibility and create the impact that they want to create in this world. So let's see. Sophia said, what did I learn about running a coaching business year is that I need to put myself out there more and consistently. Oh, Sophia, I would love to hear a little bit more about what that means to put yourself out there more and consistently, if you feel called to answer. Tamisha said, I learned that I need to put more time into it. That is interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, next question is, what did you learn about yourself from this past year? So this is a question that I teach my students to ask at the end of their coaching sessions because it's really good for that reflection and growth. So I love that this is in the exercise here today. Something that I learned about myself is that I am a powerful, energetic being, and anything that I put my mind and focus on will happen. And I learned that from going through Reiki training. I'm currently in Reiki level 2 training, and I really have started trusting myself more and tapping into Reiki energy and just really letting that powerful energy flow throughout me and flow into anything that I do. And it's just been so helpful and so beneficial. And it's really taught me that I'm really fucking powerful. And I love starting every day. I don't feel like that every day, but when I'm talking about it right now, I feel like it. So hence why I said this exercise is going to be really powerful. It makes you feel really good. Let's see. Krista said, I've learned that I am a really good coach. Yes, you are. And this business is something that I absolutely will not quit. Same here with you, Krista. I learned that I need organization and self-care to make the money I want to make. Love that. And I learned I have the power to be myself, say no, and feel my feelings without bottling them up. I can do hard things. Do you listen to that podcast by Glennon Doyle? We can do hard things. I love that saying. And then Valerie said that I'm capable of reaching my goals when I put my mind into it. 100%. I've seen you do it over and over again, Valerie. Sophia said, putting myself out there looks like not just posting about things once and then expecting my program to be sold out. Yeah, Totally. Yeah, launching does take more consistent post and putting yourself out there if you want to sell out your programs. And I mean, eventually, like when you get to Tony Robbins level, you probably can do that, right? You probably can just put out like one email or one post and within minutes it'll sell out. But most of us aren't quite there yet. So it does take talking about things more consistently to really sell out our stuff. And that's something I didn't learn until recently either. So, all right. The next question is, what new or existing relationships did you develop? For me, the new relationships that I developed this year were the ones with my coach training students. So some of them I had already known previously, like I'd already known Krista previously. We were in another coach program together. I knew Valerie previously from working one-to-one together. But a lot of the students that just signed up in October, I didn't know them before. And now it's so crazy because we're spending at least 4 to 5 hours every week together. So it's so funny how that works in your coaching business that, right, there's people like you've never met yet. And then all of a sudden they're going to find your podcast or your YouTube channel or your Facebook group. And then you connect, and then you might be in each other's lives for the rest of your life, or they're going to work with you in some capacity. And it's just beautiful how social media and the internet works like that. So you just never know who you're going to come across and who you're going to meet and how they're going to change and impact your life or your business. Okay, Valerie said relationships with all the amazing coaches and coaching certification. Yeah, it's so cool to see with all of the students in the coach training program, how they're all like best friends now, and they're all like hanging out every week on virtual hangouts and drinking cocktails together and just acting like they're best friends. And really all of us only met like 3 months ago. So it's just so cool how quickly the relationships are being formed in that group. Sophia said, I developed lots of new relationships with guests for my web series. Ooh, that's a good way to do it, Sophia. I love that. It's been incredible getting to connect with so many other writers. I love that. That's brilliant. Erica is here. Dana is in the house. Hello. Welcome, ladies. I'm so excited that you're here. All right, so we are halfway through our exercise and journal prompts that we're doing today to really reflect on all the amazing things we've accomplished this year. So the next question is, what did you create or bring into the world this year? So my answer with this one is I self-published my first book back in the spring, Beyond the White Picket Fence, which I almost forgot about when I was going through these questions. I was like, holy shit, Krista, you wrote your first book and published it this year? Like, how could you just forget about a tiny little detail like that? So that's what I was really focused on for the first part of 2021. And it's so cool because now my book exists in the world and it didn't before. So it's so neat. And yeah, like Valerie said, my 8-week program, that's what's really cool about having your own coaching business is you're going to create and birth these beautiful programs and content and stuff that like didn't exist prior. Maybe you started a new podcast or you started a new YouTube channel, or a new blog or whatever it is, but you're just adding more beautiful value and wisdom and knowledge into this world that didn't exist prior. Or maybe you created a human being. Maybe you had a baby. That human being didn't exist on this planet until you brought it into this world. Let's see. Erica said a 6-part fireside chat series. Oh, I like the sounds of that. Focused on diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. Oh, I can't wait to hear more about that. That sounds so cozy and just so valuable. See, Sophia said, I created a web series, Writing Black Joy. It's on YouTube and a website and soon to be a podcast. I also created an audiobook for a novel I wrote last year. Awesome, Sophia. You've been doing a lot. Krista said, I created my time travel course, a masterclass called How to Be Psychic. Ooh, that sounds fascinating. A more comprehensive one-to-one coaching program, and my first viral post with 34K shares. Holy cow, what was that viral post about? That's amazing. All right, next question is, how specifically did you make a difference in the world this year? And if you say, I don't know, or I didn't, I'm not going to believe you, because I know that you did. And even if it was, with your kids, with your family, your day job, or it doesn't have to specifically be with your coaching business, it can be a difference in any part of your life. So my answer to this is, I did a couple of, I did some book readings when my book came out, and then I traveled to Guatemala for a week with a travel group, and I did like an in-person book club for them there. And it was really cool because I got a lot of amazing feedback after sharing this book with as many people as I could. And if you haven't read my book yet, it's on Amazon, called Beyond the White Picket Fence, Breaking Out of the Life Others Expect You to Live. And I talk about a lot of really uncomfortable and taboo topics in there that good girls aren't supposed to talk about. And one of the biggest stories in there was me talking about my abortion that I got at 21 years old. Maybe I was 22. And that really touched a lot of women's lives. And I had a lot of people come up to me after reading that section and saying, like, thank you so much for sharing those stories, because I shared other women's abortion stories too. And I could just see like so much shame being released from that decision. And a lot of times we feel like we have to keep that decision secretive and that we did something bad, we did something wrong. So it just made touch my heart that my stories in those books was able to help women to, abolish shame in that way and to love themselves on a deeper level. And that just meant the world to me. So that's how I felt like I made a difference this year. Valerie helped some women heal through radical forgiveness. Yes, including me. You helped me with that, Valerie. Krista said, I supported/helped at least 10 clients. Amazing. I started helping women understand codependency and how to break out of codependent cycles. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. I inspired others to stand up for themselves and hold boundaries confidently. That is amazing, Krista. I love the work that you're doing. Okay, I'm sure a couple more answers are going to be coming in. I know you all are thinking hard about how to write this. We have 2 more questions left. So the next one is, where did I have the most fun in 2021? Oh, that rhymes. Where did I have the most fun in 2021? Erica said, for the last question, I coached a nonprofit on recruiting and hiring a more diverse I can't say that right now. Diverse workforce. That was hard. Erica, that's incredible. And I love the work that you're doing. You're helping to create more diverse and inclusive spaces in this world. So needed right now, including for my coach training program as well. So that's a huge impact. Okay, so our question number 8 is, where did you have the most fun in 2021? For me, that was traveling. I love to travel. So I traveled to Nashville. I have a goal to travel to at least one new place every year that I haven't been. And I've been to a couple this year. So I went to Nashville, Tennessee for Lincoln's birthday. I went to Guatemala for a week with that travel group. I went to Solvang, California for a wedding. I'd never been to Solvang. I hiked Mount Whitney in the Sierra Nevadas, the tallest mountain in the contiguous United States. So I have so much fun when I travel, and it just brings out a whole nother side of me, and I just absolutely love it. It lights up my soul. Valerie said, I had so much fun when I went to a 2-day retreat with my high school friends. That sounds so fun. And you got to remember too, like the things that we have fun at, we think that a lot of times where we need to be successful or where we're going to be most successful in life is where we really hunker down and focus. And I like Krista used this term today, white knuckle, and we're really focused and strict with our goals and our action plans. But a lot of times, and Julia Wells really preaches this, is the things that bring us the most pleasure, the most joy, the most fun is actually where we're going to be experience the most success within our coaching businesses or whatever our goals are. So I think it's really important to remember that. What does bring us pleasure? What does bring us fun? And that is an important part of being successful as well. And we forget that part. So I can't wait to hear from all of you. Where did you have the most fun in this past year? Okay, and then I'm going to keep going. Last question is, this is a fun one. If you were to write a newspaper headline that summarized the year for you in your coaching business, what would it say? Erica's is she finally did it. That's perfect. I love that one. That's great. For me, I put girl on fire, right? Writing a book, starting a ICF accredited coach training program. And I love that song by Alicia Keys too. Yeah, it is tricky. I had to sit on it for a minute earlier, Valerie, and because I was like, oh, that's hard. How would I summarize that? She's powerful and she knows it. Yeah, there you go. I love that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and quickly review your responses. And then how do you feel as you look over your list right now? What are the highlights? What themes and patterns do you notice? And if there was one thing that stood out, what are you most proud of this year? So basically just take the time to look at your responses now, whether they're on paper or you wrote them here in the comments, and then just check in with how you're feeling now compared to how you felt 30 minutes ago when starting this. Notice the highlights, any themes, any patterns, or if there was like one thing that stood out to you that you're most proud of. And feel free to share any breakthroughs or insights or intuitive hits or downloads that come up for you right now, and love to hear them. I think I'm most proud of starting the coach training program because I was really, really scared and wasn't sure. My original plan was to start in 2022. And then I was like, nope, now the universe is asking me to do it now. I got to do it now. But I was really scared. So I'm really proud that I did that. And putting my deepest, darkest secrets out into the world with my book. I mean, I have a lot of sex secrets in there as well, just so you all know, in case you're like, okay, I really want to read it. Erica said, grateful I can make a difference, one interaction at a time. Yeah, right? That is the most important thing, is to help change one life at a time. That's how it works. Krista said, I feel pleasantly surprised by how much impact I made and how much I got done. I'm really proud of myself for embracing going full-time in biz. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it can be so scary going full-time in your biz, but so rewarding as well when you let yourself, fully commit 2 feet in the door. So that's awesome. Okay. So now what I want you all to do is I want you to close your eyes. Okay. I'm going to keep my eyes open because I have to read, but I want you to close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And I want you to take a deep breath. And as you're breathing and keeping your eyes closed, I want you to really feel and celebrate all that you are right now and all that you are becoming. So stay there for the next 2 minutes, just celebrating who you are, letting that celebration infuse into every cell, every pore of your body, so you're feeling the tingly love and energetic vibrations circling throughout your body right now. And what are you saying to yourself right now that you want to remember and hold on to? Just really let this feeling and your answers absorb into your body. let yourself enjoy what you're feeling right now. You don't have to worry about creating new goals for next year. Or you don't have to worry about how you're going to find clients or what you're going to do in your business. Just let yourself sit here for a moment and pause and sit in this good feeling of being proud of yourself and noticing all these amazing things that you've done and you've accomplished. Notice how you feel in your body right now. Just relax and stay here a little while longer if you can. Being proud of what you learned and how you grew. Recognize yourself right now. Really see who you are and what you achieved this year. And how fucking amazing you already are as a life coach, a business owner, a leader, a change maker, a storyteller, a public speaker, an author, a retreat leader, all the things. And then to wrap up this exercise, and you can think about this with your eyes closed so you can focus, is what reward or treat would remind you that you worked hard, learned, and grew as a person? What could you do that would create an anchor, a feeling of gratitude and pride in yourself and all that you achieved? Okay, so I want you to start to come back into your body, come back into the present moment. If you had your hands on your heart, drop your hands by your side, wiggle your toes and fingers, open and close your eyes. Take some deep cleansing breaths. Thank you so much for joining me in that exercise. And if you want to see all of the questions that we went through today, I will post the blog link from the ICF, International Coaching Federation, where all this was written down. I did not come up with this exercise on my own. I wish I did because it's fucking amazing. But if you want to go through this again, or anytime that you're just feeling down on yourself, you're feeling like you're not successful, you're not hitting your goals, I would really recommend to take the time to go through this exercise, because as you can see, you probably feel so much different now compared to when we first started this. Even like I notice an energetic difference in my body right now, and like my whole body is like just tingling and I feel fucking amazing. You can tell like when I start using the word fuck a lot, that's when I feel really good. Okay, and before we officially wrap this up, I just want to quickly let you all know about the upcoming membership that's starting next month. So it's called the Confident Coach Collective. This is going to be complimentary or free for all the students that are currently in my life coach training program. So yay! But for the rest of you, if you have been, so let me tell you first who this membership is for. So this is a monthly membership, and what you get is you get a monthly life coaching session with me. So you get the experience of having me as your own personal life coach. You also get a 90-minute group coaching call each month, so that way you can connect with all the other life coaches from all over the world that are going to be in the membership, and then get deeper coaching around the topic each month. And then every month we are going to do also a 90-minute training around either a business building topic or a coaching topic. So I was working through some of those topics today. Like the first topic is helping you to help your clients to create bigger results through goal setting and accountability. So that's for January. For February, we're going to be teaching you how to design your one-to-one or group coaching program and what to price that at. there's just so many amazing topics. You're going to have to check out the sales page when I'm almost done with it, and I'll be sharing all that information. But this membership is for 4 different types of coaches. It's for the aspiring life coach who is brand new, just dipping her toes, and this is open to men or women. So I know I'm going to say her, but it's gender neutral, but just dipping her toes in the water and really wants to like figure out who I'm meant to start serving and helping in my coaching business, but I don't have a whole lot of money yet to invest in my coaching business. So there's that coach. There's the new life coach who's like, I know I want to go through coach training, but I'm not quite there yet. I'm not quite ready to invest or commit on that level, but I'm ready to start finding clients. I'm ready to start making money, get more clarity on my niche. So there's that. There's the coach that just graduated from coach training and she wants help and support with working towards her ACC or PCC credential, because a lot of times what happens is after you graduate from coach training, you're just kind of like thrown out into the world. And then all of a sudden you don't have community anymore. You don't have support. You don't have training. And that's not a fun place to be. And then the last type of coach this membership is for like the more experienced coach who wants to brush up on her coaching skills, because a lot of times we don't do that, and we can revert to bad habits of like giving our clients advice all day, which, as we've learned in coach training, is not helpful and keeps our clients stuck. So, just remembering those important coaching skills that we need to be bringing in for the professional coaching level. And then also too, it can be so boring and so lonely working by yourself every day behind your computer. So if you really want to like be in a culture and a community of badasses who are passionate and like-minded and who are going to support each other and lift each other up. And I know like Valeries told me before, she's like, I do so much better with staying motivated and following through with my goals when I'm in a community. And so many people are like that. You know, we're social creatures. We're not meant to work alone and be in isolation. And then on top of that, what you get is you get the Life Coach Starter Kit with this membership. Joining this membership alone just for that bonus is amazing. So these are all the tools and resources that I use to run my coaching business every day. So you're going to get a coaching structure outline. You're going to get different powerful questions to ask. You're going to get a discovery calls cheat sheet. You're going to get a coaching log to keep track of your hours and your leads. I'm going to share so many different like great coaching books, and then how to like different types of legal resources and financial resources. And then like the scheduling software that I use in my business and the note-taking system. So all of that is included in the Life Coach Starter Kit that you'll get access to. So, and you can decide if you want to do this for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. I would encourage you to commit to this for 12 months to get the best results. And there's going to be so many amazing topics that you're not going to want to just do 1 month, but you can literally just do 1 month and not do it anymore if it's something you're not finding valuable. But the first 10 people who sign up for this membership, they're going to get $100 off. So it's going to be $197 a month. And then after the first 10 people sign up, then it's going to go up to $297 a month, which is an amazing deal. Like that's such a low price to get a one-on-one coaching session with me, a 90-minute group coaching call, a 90-minute training, and then the Life Coach Starter Kit on top of that. So it's a great deal. And I hope you all take advantage of it. I can't wait to get it started. So you're going to see me talking and advertising about it here very soon. And I already have like 4 people who've already been like, Krista, I'm in. I want the $100 off. So kind of only have like 6 spots left for that. So let me know sooner rather than later if you want to be one of those first 10 people. And thank you everyone for just being such a valuable member in this group and being committed to this work. And I hope that I get to work with you for 2022. So, all right, everyone, have a great night. Bye. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my podcast. I hope that you found it valuable. And if you haven't already, please feel free to leave a heartfelt review so other life coaches can easily find this podcast too. And if you're ready to start coaching people and get paid to do the work you love, then come check out my newest online membership, Find Your First Paying Client. In this membership, I'll help you to quickly figure out where your first coaching client is going to come from. And you'll also get access to the Life Coach Starter Kit, which gives you all my tools, forms, and templates I use to run my own life coaching business every day. So head on over to my website at buildyourlifecoachingbiz.com/membership, where you can join today.